Hello friends, welcome to Online Web Tutor. I am Sanjay. In this video we'll discuss about basics of migration methods. So first thing first, what is migration? So inside Laravel, migration is a class concept. By the help of that we can create table schema inside database. But before creating a table structure or a table schema inside database, we have a concept here, and that is all about migration methods. So in this video we'll discuss about what are migration methods and why we use inside Laravel to create table structures. We have one more request. Please subscribe to this channel so that we can create such type of amazing videos, amazing content free for you. Back to editor. So inside Laravel application, we use the concept of migrations to create table structure. But before executing any migration file, before creating any table, here comes the concept of this video, that what are Laravel migration methods and why we use to create our table structure. To understand the concept of this video, I have opened our Laravel 10 startup here, and this application is connected with this database. So to create any table structure, we need migration class files, and those files we can create using command of php artisan. So once we create those files will go and store inside this database and migrations folder. Any of migration class file contains two methods called up method and down method. So by using the concept of up method, we create table structure. But inside up method, we use the concept of Laravel migration methods. So first, before creating any migration class file or before creating any table using migrations, first I will see, let's go inside database. I will use the concept of phpMyAdmin to create a table. So let's say that here I will pass the table name called employees. Number of columns equals to 4. Click on go button. So we can see that this is an interface. By the help of that we can create a table called employees. Here we need to pass the column name, needs to select data type, and this is all about field length value. And apart from these columns, here we have other settings. So inside this name field we need to pass the column name. So let's say first I will pass ID. Now inside this drop down we can see that here we have multiple data types. Now here comes the concept of this video. It means that when we create any table structure using phpMyAdmin, here we have the option to select any data type of this column. But inside Laravel migration, what are the methods available to actually implement a type and the column name? So let's create this employees table using migration. So first I will go here, let's say php artisan make migration, and I will create employees table. So let's say create employees table. Press enter. We can see that migration class file created. Go to editor. I will go inside database migrations, and hopefully we'll see the last file of this folder is all about create employees table. Now here we can see that we have two methods called up method and down method. By using the concept of up method, we can create table structure. But before executing up method, we need to execute php artisan migrate. That command will help to execute this up method to create table structure inside our database. Next I will go inside this up method. We can see that by default we have two lines of code inside this callback function block. So here we have the first method as id, which generates an ID column of integer type inside our database. And here we have the second line of code, that is timestamps. It will generate two columns inside our database called created at and updated at. And those two columns are of type timestamps. So before adding any column, I will directly go here and type php artisan migrate. Let's migrate our employees, and here we have some error. This is all about database connectivity. Let's back to application. I will open .env file, and inside my phpMyAdmin user is admin, but password is admin@123. So this is the mistake actually what I did inside this .env file. That's why we got the error message that is all about connectivity. So successfully, now I will type the command. Let's first clear this console. php artisan migrate. Press enter. Now we can see that migrations migrated. If I go inside database, click here. Now we can see that employees table created. Go inside that, click on its structure. So we can see that ID, it's a big int, unsigned, and also auto increment. If you're talking about created at and updated at, look at here the data type, it is timestamp. And these two columns are generated using this timestamps method. So this ID method is responsible to generate this ID column, and also look at here the type, it is big int. And also additionally with big int here we have unsigned and auto increment. And if you're talking about this timestamps method, so along with these columns names, now we have the type equals to timestamp. So these methods are known as Laravel migration methods. Now let's say that I want name field. So here by using this table object, I will call string method. In the first value we need to pass the column name, that is name. In the second value we need to pass the field length value. So let's say 100 characters. If we save this change, so once we add this line of code, so automatically once we migrate, this line of code is going to create a name field inside employees table, but the type of this column will be varchar. So let's go again here, and first I will go and roll back that. So php artisan migrate, roll back, press enter. Again I will migrate. Migration completed. Go here, reload this structure. Now we can see that name equals to varchar, and this varchar is coming from this string method. Look at here, the length field value equals to 100, which is equals to 100 here. Now we want to generate an integer value. So here let's say that table integer, this is the method to create a column width of int type. So first I need to pass the column name, so let's say age, and as we know that the age value should not be negative, so also here I will pass unsigned. So once we add, automatically it will create a column age with type called int, and that value will be unsigned. Save these changes. Again go here. First I will roll back, migrate. If I go here, click on structure, now we can see that age int and it is unsigned. Let's go here and manually I will add a column here, add one. Let's after ID or after name, click on go button. So we can see here we have lots of data type available. So let's say that I want to create another column of this teeny int, or let's say small int. So what is the method inside Laravel to create of these types? So let's go here. First I will talk about the integer type. It means teeny int, small int, medium int, or big int. So to associate these fields, these data types, we have the Laravel methods as, let's go to editor. So here let's say table, arrow operator. If I type, let's say for example, if I want teeny integer, so simple teeny. Now we can see that here we have the method as teeny integer. Press enter. Look at here, the first value we need to pass the column name. So I will pass, let's say column number 5. Save these changes here. Again go here. Let's migrate, means roll back, migrate. If I go here, click on a structure of this employees table, now we can see column number 5 equals to teeny int. So this is the method what we use to create a teeny integer value. Now in the same way, if we want to create, let's open this table into a new tab, add one, go here, let's go inside this drop down. Now we want a small int. So go here to create a small int type, simple table object. Here we have the method as small integer. Once we use this method, it will create a type called small integer. Now if we want to use or create called medium int, here we need to go inside editor and simple we type called medium. Then we can see the available method as medium integer. So once we pass any column name here, automatically that column will be medium integer. So this is the concept of Laravel migration methods to create any column inside any database of respective data type. So if you're talking about, let's go here. If you're talking about decimal, float, double, also if we go here, let's remove this medium integer and I want to create a float value. Simple, I will type float here. Then we can see this is the method available. Inside this method we need to pass the column name. So once we use this method, automatically that column will contain the float value. If you're talking about the double, go here and simple, I will use double. We can see that the available method is double and inside this method also we need to pass the column name. Let's go here, click on drop down. So this is all about numeric section. If you're talking about boolean value, it means the column which contains either true or false value. So to use boolean type here, by using this table object, we need to call boolean. Inside this boolean method, we need to pass the column name. So once we create any column using this boolean method, the data type will be boolean. So successfully, this is all about the numeric section of this data type. Now if we're talking about, let's say for the string values, here we have char, varchar, teeny text, text, medium text. So to create all these types, also we have our migration methods. So let's say that I want to create a character. So here, what we can do here, simple, after table object and type char. We can see that this is also a method and inside this method we need to pass the column name. If you're talking about teeny text, simple, teeny, so we can see that here we have teeny integer. We have seen this concept and now this is all about teeny text. Now if you're talking about text type, it means whenever we create any table with text type, so that column will contain the value into a long text. So to store that value, we need to choose this text type from here, but using migration concept, also we need to use text method. So inside this method, also we need to pass the column name. Once we pass here, once we migrate, then that column will contain the text value. Let's go here, click on drop down again. So we can see that medium text, again go here and type medium. So we can see that medium integer and also we have medium text. So this is all about the methods which Laravel provides to create our data type of all columns. Let's go here. Now we can see that this is all about date and time section. So let's say that I want to create a column with date type. So inside Laravel, inside migration, we have date method. So inside all methods which we call using table object, the first parameter value we need to pass the column name, and once we pass the column name, so automatically after migration inside database, that column will have that data type. Let's go to browser again, click here. So we want, let's say, date time value. So again go here. Instead of using date method, if I type date time, so we can see that here we have date time method. Inside this method, also we need to pass the column name. Go here inside this drop down. So this is all about date and time. Here we have a string. Now let's talk about enum. So once we create enumeration data type, let's go here. I need to use enum method. Inside first value, we need to pass the column name. Let's say gender. And we want a set of values. So inside second value, we can see that all the allowed values we can pass in format of an array inside the second value. So I will pass here, let's say male, female and other. So here we are creating a gender column inside our table of enum type, and the values will be allowed, either it will be male, female or other. So this is how we can do a design of our table structure. Now again go here, click on drop down. We can see that also we have lots of methods, but these are the regular data type what we use inside a table design. Also, apart from like these methods, like these basic methods of Laravel, also we have methods as unsigned. Let's say that this name field, let's say that this field is going to contain the null value, so also we have the method as nullable. Once we add, automatically null checkbox will be checked. It means this field is going to contain the value as well as also accept the null value. In some cases, let's say that this is all about gender field. Here we have the allot values. Now we want that if any user means is not going to pass any value, we want some default value. So here we have a default method, and what we want that if any user we want to create inside our database and we are not passing any value, so by default male value will be selected. So in this video now we have seen all about the basics concept of migration to create a table structure by using Laravel migration methods. So these are the methods what we can use to design a table for our database, and also we have few methods also like nullable, unsigned default, which is also helpful to create with the default values. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.